Hey, how's it going? Hey, wait a minute, just wait. Hey, Edna, can you finish this? I got a show. Hang on. There we are. Hang on. Hi! Hi! I'm finally here! Is this TV? Yay! Yay! Spaghetti!
I didn't know you could talk, Mr. Alf. I always thought you were
Yeah.
quiet.
Well, no, he's got to tell Santa all the bad stuff, you know.
Sometimes in the house, I just stay really quiet because I'm watching people.
All right. Well, first of all, I don't want to call you Mr. Elf. What's your real name?
Lenny,
Lenny. Lenny the Elf.
I
Okay.
was named after Lenny Bruce.
Was he a famous elf?
No, Lenny Bruce was a comedian comic. And one time, people told my mother that when you have a little elf, don't tell him not to work blue. So, when I came out, I decided to work red. Yay! Yay, spaghetti!
Very long. What do you do, for instance, in the off season? Today is your last day to blab to Santa on the things that kids do. So what do you do in the off season?
That's not true. That's just what we tell people.
Oh,
Because
really?
then I go back every night and I sit on a shelf. Look, I used to have my hands sewn together. And then I had to tuck my knees up to my chest and put
Yes,
my
so
arms
people
around
always
like
see it.
this.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I had them taken apart. That's what we call Gyp Day. Because it's named after Geppetto. When he cut the strings and then Pinocchio became a man. And he said, yay, yay. So that's what we do. We go back right now. And every night I sit someplace different. And then I spy on people. I learned that when they told me to work red. I did a lot of work in Russia
Ah, okay.
and China.
In China. So Lenny, your seasonal job is sitting on the shelf, but in the off season, I always thought elves made toys. Isn't that what you do normally? Is make toys?
No, that's toy making elves. We're sitting kind of elves.
Oh,
We just started out sitting down.
huh.
Really? You've never made a toy?
Oh, sure. I made a little tiny shelf. And then I sat on it and I broke it. And I said, that's a good one. We also paint Nick.
So are you guys in the same union as the cookie elves and the shoemaking elves?
And a lot of the actors and the film and screen television, it's called IATSE. And they're the same union.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do you know
So-
anybody who's a shoemaker or a cookie maker? Any of those other elves? Do you hang with them?
Actually, a lot of people don't know this. But the Keeblers, they actually wanted to be shoemakers. They didn't want to bake cookies. So when they went to fill out their form, it said, what do you want to do? They said, I want to be and there was a typo. And they put Keebler. They really want to be a cobbler. And that's how it happened. Nobody wants to bake cookies in a hollow tree when you could be out at Walmart sitting. I mean, holding space for somebody waiting on a Nintendo. That pays good. You know, also, a lot of people want to have their pictures taken. So I pretend my hands are still fused because, you know, they won't say anything about your hands being together. They kind of pity you. Kind of
Yeah,
like,
they think it's an imperfection or something.
right. It's kind of like when you see a pretty little tiny girl and she's wearing eyeglasses. And you say, oh, aren't those glasses are just darling. When really what you're thinking is, mommy drank during the pregnancy. So, sometimes I'll take a picture like this. And I put my legs over. And then as soon as they go to take the picture, I'll do one of these. Or I'll take it for them. And I call that a shelfie selfie.
now, I forgot to ask. Do you have a wife or a special somebody in your life?
No, it can be anybody. It's kind of like Utah because we got no real parts. So you can put Ford in a Chevy or on a Chevy, and the manifold fits, and so does a girl fold.
Okay.
So you don't really have to have a mate for life. All you need is a little bit of good packing material to hold you over for the next Christmas when you lay down. Hopefully the guy next to you doesn't snore, because that can be a real pain in the buttocks too.
Oh yeah.
That makes the pain in the buttocks from sitting on the shelf for a few months seem like nothing.
And do you stay awake the whole time?
Well, sometimes. But that's usually only because sometimes people, when they leave out chocolate, they're really coffee beans. I remember one elf was awake till Easter.
Well,
I
those were
said, you might as well stay up. How do you feel about wearing a duck costume? And he would have waved me away, but he was still attached.
Understand. Now, do you ever get out any public exposure? You know, Santa usually goes to the department stores and stuff. Do you ever get out, or you're just always on the shelf?
Sure. No. That's just what they call us. Really, we go all over the place. We go to shopping malls. We go to trade centers. We go to, we don't go a lot of places we used to because of the virus. It's not because of us. But who wants to sit on a shelf waiting to watch somebody who doesn't show up? I mean, that's like snipe hunting.
It's like what?
snow punting.
Snipe hunting.
Oh, snowmobile. Oh, okay. Or snipe hunting. Either way, yeah. Well, Lenny, I guess we'd like to ask your advice. It's too late now, being Christmas Eve, for any changes because the sleigh's been packed. But for next year, what advice would you have to give the kids in order to behave better?
Well, first of all, you got to know what you want, and you got to put it down on the list, and you got to prioritize. I would suggest maybe a starter's Franklin planner. And then you can put everything down, and you make your to-do list, you make your to-done list, and then you make your naughty and nice list. And then you take the naughty and nice list, the naughty part, and you put it in your brother's Franklin planner. So all you have is just something you did. And yay! So, I mean, look, I really don't like watching people for a living. I mean, it was okay during, when I worked red, like at the Kremlin and China, and then the Nixon years. But that was a different kind of pay schedule. It was not union. We got to go to a lot of nice events. Things are different now.
Yeah, you're an indoor elf, and you're gonna have to stay that way until next season, and hopefully you'll be able to get out.
I'm happy. Now I am. Everybody doesn't believe me. Look,
I can
I
tell.
can do
Your
shadow
caffeine is
animals
just oozing
now.
out.
Before, all I could do was make the letter U. Look at now. Look, it's a moose.
Hey, Lenny, do you have any
It's a
pets?
fight.
Do you have any mice or cats or puppies or reindeers? That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you have?
We got reindeer right now. It's in the smoker.
Wow.
Then the reindeer that used to guide his sleigh is now 6-ball in the billiards. A little nose. Yay. I'm writing a song now. It's called Christmas Rapping. Yeah.
Could you
And it
sing
goes
a
like-
little bit of it for
Yeah,
us?
sure. Ho, ho, homeboy is playing the field. He don't need no senorita to up his lady yield.
It's all you got so far? Okay, well,
And
good.
don't you worry, 'cause you have no luck. 'Cause sooner or later,
Okay,
Lenny
I
does
think
it
that's
for a
enough.
buck.
Oh.
Hey,
Wow, that's good.
You scared me
I know.
for a
Very
second
good. I
there,
looked for
Lenny.
that on the Billboard Top 10.
I sent it to my agent, and he said he's going to send it to Nashville, to Charlie
Well,
Pride.
that's a good place for it. It'll die there along with all the other songs submitted. Anyhow, one more question for you, Lenny. We'd like you to just if you have anything to say to the public in closing, if you have any advice, any leftover jokes, anything that you'd like to say to the public.
First of all, this is serious business, and I don't take it as a joke. But if you must, do it sitting down. That's what I say. It's great to be Elf on the Shelf. I mean, I'm not. Remember,
that's the phrase that
I'm not the Elf on the Shelf.
No.
I'm
There's many.
Elf on the Shelf.
Your aunt actually would be the correct. An elf on the shelf would be the.
We don't use any kind of that kind of rules in elfin life.
Well, I'm very sorry for having corrected you, but Lenny the elf, we look forward to talking to you again next year. Hopefully, you'll be around and sitting on shelves everywhere. But thank you so much for joining us, Lenny the elf, everybody.
Lenny, you're invited to my shelf anytime you want, darling.
Thanks. Hey, I think I just got hit on by Carolyn.
And that's it for another day above ground. For Dale, Tim, and Carolyn, I'm Farad Muhammad. Thanks for listening.